morning, Birmingham. Today is Tuesday, May 5th. The time is now 9:37 a.m. I call to order the meeting of the Birmingham City Council. Today's invocation will be led by Reverend Michael Frazier, pastor of Grace Covenant Worship Center in Birmingham. Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilor Clinton Woods. If you're willing and able, please stand and join us.
Shall we bow our head? Gracious God, our Father, look now with mercy upon this august body. Bless the hands of those who will work the work of the people. Bless every effort. Bless us with unity, for you said how good and pleasant it is for men to dwell together in unity. We gather for the cause of your people, and we thank you for the grace that you placed upon each and every leader, every member, and of this great city. Father, we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Republic, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Reverend Frazier, for that very thoughtful prayer. And thank you, Councilor Woods, for leading us in the pledge. Good morning, Mr. Clerk.
Good morning, Madam President.
If we could have the roll call, please.
Councilmember Gunn.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Councilmember O'Quinn. Good morning. Good morning. Councilmember Smith.
Good morning.
Councilmember Smitherman. Good morning. Councilmember Vasa. Good morning. Good morning. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Good morning. Good morning. Council President Pro Tem Tate. Council President Alexander.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Councilors, if I could have a motion and a second for approval of the minutes from the previous meetings of January 6, 2026 through January 27th, 2026.
So moved.
Second. That was Councilman Gunn. All right, voting should be open. Councilmember Smith. Thank you. That vote should be up, Madam President. It's unanimous.
All right, thank you. Those minutes are approved. Councilors, the minutes are not ready from February 3rd, 2026 through April 28th, 2026. At this time, we'll have communications from the mayor. Good morning, Mayor Whitfin.
Good morning, Madam President. Good morning, councilors. It's good to see all of you all this morning. Good morning to the public as well as those who are here in the council chamber this morning. Special note centered around the importance of smoke detectors. Each week I'll continue to remind our residents of the importance of having a working smoke alarm in your home. I think we all know it can mean literally the difference between life and death. It turns out that Birmingham Fire and Rescue Services offers free smoke alarms for Birmingham residents as well as free installation. This year alone, from January 1 through April 30th, they've already installed 676 smoke alarms throughout our city, and we want to see that number continue to increase. Birmingham residents who need a free smoke alarm can contact the Fire Prevention Bureau at 205-250-7540. Again, that number, if you need a smoke alarm as well as installation, you can call our Fire Prevention Bureau at 205-250-7540. This time, Madam President and Council, I would like to ask Kristen Mullen, as well as any guests she may have with her. And correction, that's Crystal Mullen Johnson, CEO and founder of Nurture LLC, to join me here at the podium as she speaks to and about Mental Health Awareness Month. As we all know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Ms. Mullen Johnson is here to share details about a special event co-hosted with the city of Birmingham that she's been doing for years.
Good morning, Mayor Whitfin and Council President Wardine and councilors. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm Crystal Mullen Johnson, and I'm excited about Nurture of Alabama partnering with the mayor's office. This is a milestone year, the 5th year, and I think consistency is really important and promoting mental health awareness. And I see the great work that y'all are doing in your districts. So thank you so much. Just to give you some insight about this event, we have two speakers. We're honored to have Counselor Crystal Smitherman join us to provide remarks this year. We also have a speaker from the Alabama Department of Mental Health, Brandon Foltz, on the stage. And we also will have live performance this year by Logan the Entertainer. So that will be exciting. And on the lawn, we're going to have some really important wellness activities. We will have yoga on the lawn, also a fitness instructor session. We will offer mental health consultations, which is really important. Also, we will have a therapist administering PHQ-9 depression screening. So after they have those screenings, they'll have an opportunity to have those mental health consultations. But the most important part of this event, we have 60+ community partners that will be joining us, sharing resources with our attendees. So the goal of this event is to improve access, meaning accessibility for services. As we know, we are experiencing a mental health crisis. Some people are uninsured, so we want to make sure that all people have the opportunity to be served. So we want to destigmatize mental health on this day. So we hope that y'all can join us. And of course, Food Truck Friday is on this day. And also, it's just going to be a great event. So thank you all for the opportunity to continue to partner with us for this event. And we just hope that we can continue to do this throughout the years.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mullen Johnson. At this time, Madam President and Council, I would like to invite up for Small Business Week, Coriate Hauser, along with his entire team from the Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity, and any other guests he has to join him. On May 3rd through May 9th, the City of Birmingham will observe Small Business Week under the theme, Build Big, Elevate Your Vision, Empower Your Journey, celebrating the entrepreneurial spirit, dedication, and resilience of small business owners here in Birmingham. To honor our small businesses and the professionals who support them, Coriate has given me permission to read a proclamation in part. And it states, whereas the City of Birmingham acknowledges the significant contributions of small businesses to job creation, innovation, and the overall development of our community. And whereas throughout this week, the City of Birmingham will host events, workshops, and initiatives designed to empower small businesses, expand networking opportunities, and provide valuable resources for continued growth and success. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, do hereby proclaim May 3rd through May 9th as Small Business Week and encourage all residents to support local small businesses and entrepreneurs and recognize their vital role in our community and economy. And at this time, I believe one of Coriate Hauser's team members, Mo Schwartz, is here to provide some additional information.
Hi, thank you, Mayor. Good morning, Council. How are y'all?
Good morning.
My name is Mo Shorts, and I pull this down. I serve as the Senior Program Manager for the Office of Business Diversity and Opportunity. And this week is about connecting small business owners, entrepreneurs, nonprofit leaders to resources and opportunities that can help them scale and grow. So while all this week is sold out, thank you everybody for attending. Make sure you come, but we have 2 options for virtual. So please go be sure to register at ieo.birminghamal.gov. We have 2 virtual streaming sessions on Wednesday and Friday. But this is day 3? Yes, this is day 3, and we're gonna go all the way until Saturday. So there's something for everybody, and I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Madam President and Council, if you aren't aware, May we celebrate and acknowledge many things in the month of May. As you know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It's also Historic Preservation Month, and it's also Lupus Awareness Month. So bear with me, we have a few more of these, but at this time, as it relates to Historic Preservation Month, I would like to invite our PEP team, including the Historic Preservation Program, along with any of their guests to join me here. Here they are, quiet in the back. Birmingham's more than 150-year history is central to our culture and economic vitality. Our Historic Preservation Program works every day to protect not only our landmarks, but our neighborhoods and districts as well. To recognize their efforts and celebrate Historic Preservation Month, I would like to read a proclamation in part that states, whereas the city of Birmingham is committed to bringing awareness and education to the value and benefits of historic preservation, and to highlighting the many facets of the Historic Preservation Program. And whereas during this month, the city of Birmingham will celebrate the efforts of those who work so hard to preserve our city's heritage and recognize the importance of historic preservation. Now therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2026 as Historic Preservation Month in our city, and call upon residents to engage in public events celebrating this milestone of historic preservation. And I call up the team now to provide any additional remarks that they would like.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. My name is Hannah McGarman, and I serve as the Historic Preservation Manager for the city. Thank you for those kind words. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak about my passion, which is historic preservation. Every May, we join cities across the country to celebrate National Historic Preservation Month. But here in Birmingham, preservation isn't just about looking at old buildings, it's about telling our story through place. Our streets are a living archive, from the industrial ironworks that birthed the city to the sacred ground of the civil rights movement. Our history isn't just in books, it's in the brick, the mortar, and the landscapes we walk every day. Preservation through documentation is how that we ensure that as Birmingham grows, we don't lose the soul of our neighborhoods. By mapping our past and recording our stories today, we provide the blueprint for the next generation. The preservation of place isn't just the responsibility of those who care about a place. It is a grassroots act fueled by collective memory of everyone who lives or visits there. While a building is made of brick and mortar, a place is made up of moments that happen inside it. This month, our Historic Preservation team has curated an incredible calendar to help you connect with that history. We will have a deep dive for those who follow us digitally through Throwback Thursdays, where we'll be pairing historic photos with modern views to just show you how much our streetscapes have evolved or not. We'll also focus on our Hidden Gems series, where we'll spotlight the unsung heroes like Arthur Shores, D.O. Wilden, and Wallace Rayfield. If you've ever wanted to be a detective for your own neighborhood, you can join me, where I'll be guiding users how to use GIS and the National Register to research history of local properties. And we also have a few in-person experiences for you. This last Saturday, we had a tour at Rickwood Field hosted by Gerald Watkins and the Friends of Group, and it was exceptional. I want to thank him for that. This Sunday at 3, we head to the Birmingham Historical Society to hear James Lowry speak about the Mineral Railroad Sites Project and how those markers trace our industrial roots. Finally, I encourage you to visit with us on May 14th at 4 p.m. at the Memorial Park in Titusville, where we're hosting a community preservation spotlight with the Titusville Marker Committee to discuss their grassroots effort to tell their story. Birmingham's history is resilient, and it belongs to all of us. I'm proud to be a part of Historic Preservation Month. So let's get out there, learn about our history, and continue to build a future that honors our past. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all At this time, as it relates to Lupus Awareness Month, I would like to invite Nicole Sorzano, Lupus Ambassador, as well as any guests she may have to join me here at the podium. Madam President and Council, lupus is a chronic autoimmune disease that can damage tissues and organs, and in some cases can be life-threatening. Millions worldwide are affected with thousands of new diagnoses each year. To raise awareness and support those impacted, we want to shed some light on this critical issue as well as read a proclamation in part that states, whereas there is a critical need to educate communities and support individuals and families affected by lupus. And whereas increasing public awareness is essential to improving early diagnosis, expanding research, and supporting those living with lupus. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Whitford, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2026 as Lupus Awareness Month in Birmingham, Alabama, as well as encourage residents to increase their understanding and support efforts in research, education, as well as patient care. And at this time, I would like for Ms. Nicole to share a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Woodfin. Good morning to the council, and good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Sorzano, and I'm an advocate and ambassador for the Lupus Foundation of America, and I have lupus. For 4 years, I was in pain without answers. I went through testing, scans, and specialist visits trying to understand what my body was telling me. I was in excruciating pain. Even when the results came back normal, the symptoms didn't stop. Once referred to a rheumatologist, the diagnosis was lupus. And I just want to give just a little brief background to what lupus is. Lupus is an unpredictable and misunderstood autoimmune disease. And it fights your body, your healthy tissue. Instead of fighting the infection, it fights itself. So you're in pain all the time. Most people, one of the main complaints that they have, one of the main symptoms is pain and fatigue. And it can affect your body and all your organs. It's difficult to diagnose and has no known cause. For many people living with lupus, symptoms are not occasional, they are experienced every day. On average, it takes 6 years for someone to be diagnosed from the time they first notice symptoms. And what that means is years of uncertainty, misdirection, and being told everything looks fine when it doesn't feel that way. 76% of people living with lupus report fatigue severe enough to impact their daily life. 55% say they are no longer able to work full-time due to complications from the disease, and this is a quality of life issue. Lupus impacts an estimated 1.5 million people in the United States, and here in Alabama, approximately 27,000 people are living with lupus, and they are not alone. My journey didn't end with the diagnosis. It continues through treatment adjustments, setbacks that I have monthly, and learning how to live with a condition that does not have a cure. It also led me here to advocacy, to community, and to making sure others do not feel unseen while navigating the same experience. That is why recognition matters. And on behalf of your constituents, on behalf of the constituents with lupus and the Lupus Foundation of America, I would like to thank Mayor Whitfin for proclaiming May as Lupus Awareness Month, and I invite everyone to visit lupus.org just to learn more about the disease and how to get involved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President and Council, last but certainly not least, I would like to invite up Dr. Teresa Rogers, who's president of the Birmingham Black Nurses Association, as well as any guests she may have to join me here at the podium as it relates to how we acknowledge Nurses Week here in Birmingham, Alabama. Registered nurses make up the largest segment of our nation's healthcare workforce. This week, we honor their dedication and the critical care they provide every day with the proclamation that I will read in part. And it states, whereas the demand for registered nurses, nursing services, will be greater than ever because of the aging of the American population, emerging health challenges, the continuing expansion of life-sustaining technologies, and the explosive growth of home health care services. And whereas along with the American Nurses Association, the Birmingham Black Nurses Association Incorporated, the Alabama chapter of National Associations of Hispanic Nurses, and the Philippine Nurses Association of Alabama has declared May 6th through May 12th as Nurses Week, with the theme, The Power of Nurses, with appreciation for nurses, unparalleled impact and their contributions to healthcare. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, ask all residents to join me in honoring every registered nurse, that includes my sister, as we recognize Nurses Week in the City of Birmingham and celebrate their contributions to our healthcare system, not just this week, but year-round. And now I invite Dr. Rogers to share more words. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Dr. Theresa Flint Rogers, the president of the Birmingham Black Nurses Association. On behalf of BBNA, I want to thank the mayor and the city of Birmingham for recognizing and honoring the vital work of nurses across our communities. The Birmingham Black Nurses Association is a professional organization dedicated to advocating for high-quality, cultural, relevant health care for African Americans and other ethnic groups in Alabama. Established in 1989, BBNA has been a cornerstone in the Birmingham community, providing mentorship and scholarships to nursing students, conducting or assisting in healthcare fairs, and supporting healthcare initiatives. During 2025, our organization touched at least 160,000 in the community, providing community health fairs and screenings. We also gave away more than $16,000 in scholarships to nursing students within the state of Alabama. Those are just some of the things we have done over the years that we've been in existence. For 24 consecutive years, nursing has been named the most trusted profession in America. This trust is earned through our integrity, our advocacy, and our unwavering commitment to patient care. And yet, even as the nation depends upon us, recent federal language has attempted to classify the nurse as a non-professional. Today, standing together with our colleagues from the Philippine Nurse Association and the Hispanic Nurses Association, we affirmed what our communities already know. Nurses are professionals, leaders, and essential pillars of healthcare. This year's theme, The Power of Nurses, reminds us that our strength is collective. When we speak with one voice, when we stand united across cultures and communities, we shape policy, protect our patients, and elevate the standards of care. Thank you for recognizing the power, the presence, and the professionalism of nursing in Birmingham and beyond. And we will have the president from the Philippine Nurses Association to come up.
Thank you. My name is Dominador Bitago Jr. I'm a nurse anesthetist and the president of the Philippine Nurses Association of Alabama. I'm with two members of our executive board, Ms. Rosita Castor Ford and Ms. May Sanlitan Ordis. On behalf of the organization, I would like to express our gratitude to Mayor Randall Woodfin and his office for highlighting the profound contribution of nurses to the well-being of the city of Birmingham and beyond. The diversity of nursing groups represented in this meeting is noteworthy. There is strength not only in numbers, of which these local organization is part of, the 5 million plus nurses nationwide. There is strength in diversity. The kaleidoscope of different experiences and expertise is what makes nursing strong. Again, our heartfelt gratitude to Mayor Woodfin, his office, and the city of Birmingham.
I just want to make one more comment. We are celebrating Nurses Week, but on May 8th, we'd like to invite you all at 5 p.m. to come to the wreath laying at Kelly Ingram Park at the memorial site of Pauline Bray Fletcher. She was the first African-American RN in Birmingham.
Can you repeat those details again?
The date and time,
The
that,
day and time?
Thank you. That would be May 8th, which is Friday, 5 p.m. That would be the wreath laying ceremony.
Where is it? At Lynn, you said Lynn Park?
Kelly Ingram.
Kelly Ingram, okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
One more time.
Okay.
Date, time, location. Thank you, sorry.
The date is May 8th, 5 p.m., Kelly Ingram Park, commemorating the first African-American RN in the state of Alabama.
Thank you, thank
That
you.
is Pauline Bray Fletcher.
Fletcher. Thank you so much, Mayor Woodfin. It is always a delight. I know the month of May is filled with recognition for so many organizations. I'm always excited when you bring the Black Nurses Association here for us to commemorate you and joining this other group of nurses. I know anyone that's ever been touched with any type of illness or need or help, it's always the nurses that I remember, especially whenever you're in the hospital, the care you give. I'm just grateful to each of you. It's so exciting. I always see you all and just love the work that you do. And thank you again for reminding us of Pauline Bray Fletcher. I know as a young girl, I used to go to that camp, and I was always just mesmerized by the work that she did in the community. So thank you all. Thank you so much.
Madam President, I just
Yes, Councilor
want to
Smitherman.
say thank you. I know you guys have a very thankless job. My sister is a nurse, and I think nurses are some of the most intelligent people that I know. I literally can call my sister and tell her, hey, this, that, and the third is wrong. She'd be like, oh, it's this, and then I'll go to the clinic and it'll be the exact same diagnosis. But I will say, during COVID, during the pandemic, when I first got COVID, I was very sick because I have asthma. And so literally her nursing skills prevented me from going to the hospital. And she really risked her life. She came in with a mask and she took care of me back to health. And that really just talks about nurses, like y'all go above and beyond. So thank you for what you do.
Madam President? Madam President, you mind if I
Yes,
make a comment?
Councilor Bosser.
Thank you. I also just wanted to second those comments. My mother was a nurse for 35 years and, took care of a lot of individuals. And she would often say that nursing was a spiritual gift that she considered, right, an ability to sort of bless others. So she spent many years doing that. So I want to thank my mother and then also thank you all for your diligent work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Woodfin. At this time, Mr. Clerk, do we have any announcements of boards and agency expirations coming up in June? All right, thank you. Oh, that's okay. Okay, no
Because I
problem.
don't see it in the list, I'm sorry. She didn't put it in. Okay, thank you. Okay. Sloss Furnace, we have 3 vacancies. Joy Travis, Natalie Kelly, and Bart Stevens. All the terms expire June the 13th, 2026, and they are 3-year terms, and they are on the Park Recreation and Cultural Arts Committee.
All right, thank you. We'll forward those over to that committee, and thank you for those announcements on boards and agency expirations coming up in June. At this time, councilors will reflect back to our agenda and look at consideration of the consent agenda. All items designated as consent are considered to be routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussions of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation that are indicated with a capital P on the agenda will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. Mr. Clerk, if you'll read the items that are being considered for consent.
Yes, ma'am. Consent agenda starts on page 2 with item 3. Page 3, we have items 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on consent. Page 4, we have items 9, 10, 11, and 12 on consent. Page 5, we have items 13 and 15 on consent. And we're changing some information on item 15 to total amount is 15,000. We're adding $10,000 from District 5. And the fund is surplus fund 103. That's for item 15. Page 6, items 16, 17, and 18 are on consent. And third line down, just a typo on youth. It should be youth instead of that spelling there. Page 7, we have items 19, 20, and 21 on consent. And on item number 19, 1, 2, 3, fourth line down, we're going to strike Jefferson County, and after the word across, we're going to put districts 5 and 9. Districts 5 and 9. Page 8, items 22, 23, and 24 are on consent. And on item number 23, first line, we're striking and sections 11-47-17. And of course, make code singular. Page 9, items 25, 26, and 27 are on consent. Page 10, items 28 and 29 are on consent. Please note that item number 30 has been requested to be withdrawn from the agenda. Page 11, items 31, 32, and 33 are on consent. On item number 31, the funding source should be DOT 047 CP instead of 6. That should be 7. Page 12, items 34, 35, and 36, and 37 are on consent. Page 13, items 38, 39, 40, and 41 are on consent. Page 14, items 42, 43, 44, 45, and 46 are on consent. And conclude with item number 49 on page 15.
All right, thank you. Councilors, at this time, are there any items you'd like to have added or removed from the consent agenda? Councilor Vasa?
Yes, ma'am. I would request that item 28 and item 23 be removed from consent agenda, please.
Okay, that's item 23 on page 8 and item 28 on page 10. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Item 28 and item 23.
Yes, thank you. Any other items, councilors? Yes, Councilor Gunn?
Item 20.
All right, let's see. Item 20, page 7, is being requested to be removed from consent. Any other items? All right, at this time, councilors will entertain a motion and a second on the items to be considered for consent.
So move.
Second.
All right. Voting should be open about now.
I'm an aye.
All right, there we go. That vote should be up, Madam President.
All right, thank you. Councilors, those items that were considered for consent have been approved. If you're in the audience and you were here to hear for any of the items that were listed as consent, they have been approved and will continue with the rest of our agenda. First item, Mr. Clerk.
Item 1, an ordinance to further amend the zoning district map of the city of Birmingham, case number ZAC 2026-2, to change zone district boundaries from I-4 landfill mining and timbering district, I-1 light manufacturing district in order to construct an convenience store with a drive-through filed by Cia Sorrento LLC, the property owner, and Mike, the applicant for the property generally located at 101 Severance Drive North and situated in Section 15, Quarter Section 1, Township 17, Range 3 West, Birmingham, 35207, in the hearing of all interested parties.
All right, thank you. At this time, councilors, we are considering an ordinance to further amend the zoning district map to change some zone boundaries. And at this time, this is a public hearing, so I'll turn this over to Councilor Vasa, co-chair of Planning and Zoning.
Thank you, Madam President. PEP staff, are you present to report? Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kim Sproul. I serve as the zoning administrator in Department of Planning, Engineering, and Permits. For item 1, we are requesting that the council withdraw this item from the agenda. The applicant had to make some amendments to his property related to a sanitary sewer issue, and that has impacted the legal description that was advertised for this ordinance. So we have a companion item later in the agenda to reset a future public hearing. So we would respectfully request that this item be withdrawn.
Thank you, Kim. I hand the floor back to Madam President.
Thank you so much. So, councilors, we've heard from staff, and the request is to withdraw this item, and we'll hear about it later in another item coming forward. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Item 2, an ordinance to further amend the zoning district map of the city of Birmingham, case number ZAC 2025-8, to change zone district boundaries from R6 multiple dwelling district to MUM, mixed-use medium district, in order to construct a mixed-use building consisting of residential and hospitality components filed by Arlington Redevelopment LLC, property owner, and C. Randall Minor, Maynard Nexon, the applicant for property generally located at 1240 22nd Street South and situated in Section 6, Quarter Section 2, Township 18, Range 2 West, Birmingham, 35205, in the hearing of all interested parties.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is an ordinance to further amend the zoning district map to change the zone district boundaries. I'll turn this public hearing over to Councilor Vasa, co-chair of Planning and Zoning Committee.
Thank you, Madam President. All right, PP staff, Kim, welcome back.
Thank you. Once again, my name is Kim Sproul. I serve as the city zoning administrator. The item before you this morning is case ZAC 2025-8. The property is located in the Redmont Park Neighborhood Association. This is a request to change the zoning from R6 multiple dwelling district to MUM mixed use medium for property located at 1240 22nd Street South. The applicant is proposing to construct a new mixed-use building at this site. It will consist of residential and hospitality components. The building is proposed to have a gross floor area of approximately 124,000 square feet that will be accessed primarily from 22nd Street South and a proposed height of 125 feet. The subject property is approximately 0.81 acres, currently zoned R6. The property to the north is zoned qualified office and institutional, and to the south it is zoned office and institutional. Properties to the east and the west are zoned R6 multiple dwelling. The city's adopted long-range land use plan identifies this property as mixed-use medium. Per the city zoning ordinance, the height maximum in mixed-use medium is 65 feet. So if this rezoning request is approved, the applicant would have to request a variance for the height from the city zoning board of adjustment. There were no comments regarding the proposed landscape plan. The stormwater team did note that a City of Birmingham soil erosion control permit and a City of Birmingham civil construction permit would be required for new construction. And there were no comments from the Department of Transportation regarding this rezoning request. This property is located in the Southern Framework Plan area. Their rezoning plan has not been adopted yet. It is currently in progress. The applicant attended the Redmont Park Neighborhood Association on February 24th of this year, and there were 4 votes to approve the request and 23 votes to deny. As a courtesy, the applicant also attended the Highland Park Neighborhood Association because the property does border that neighborhood, and they attended their meeting on March 10th. They voted 20 votes to support the request and 4 votes to not support. The applicant then attended the Zoning Advisory Committee meeting at its regularly scheduled meeting on March 17th, 2026, and they voted 4-0 to support this rezoning request. At its regularly scheduled meeting on March 24th, 2026, the Planning and Zoning Committee met, and they voted 4-0 to recommend this rezoning request to the full council. And that concludes the staff report. The applicants are present if there are any questions from the council.
Thank you, Kim. I know the applicant is present. Do we have any questions from the council for PEP staff at this moment? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kim, if you can give me, you said the, what was the first neighborhood? 4 votes?
The
no,
first
23?
neighborhood was Redmont Park.
Okay, and the next one?
The next one was the Highland Park
That was
neighborhood.
20 to support and 4 to deny?
For Redmont Park, it was 4 to approve, 23 to deny, and for Highland Park, it was 20 to support and 4 to not support.
And the zoning, what was it, ZBA? The zoning, the committees?
The Zoning
met,
Advisory
Zoning
Committee.
advi-
Yes, ma'am, the
okay.
ZAC, Zoning Advisory Committee, they voted 4-0 to support.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions from the council for PEP staff? All right, I think the applicant is here. Do we have any questions from the council for the applicant?
All right, I don't know how to turn this down. Y'all got a new thing here. Randall Minor, 1901 6th Avenue North, land use attorney at Maynard Nexon in Birmingham. We represent the applicant owner, and I'll just kind of go directly what Councilor Tate was discussing. This is a project that we've been working on pre-COVID, so it's been a long time coming. It's gone through a couple of different iterations. There's actually 2 development sites that were part of this. So the first development site is 22242's Arlington Avenue. So at the base of Arlington Avenue, if you're coming down from the crest and then you're going up under the expressway. To the right, there's I think it's about a $30 million development they did, office development. There's a couple of architecture firms, professional offices. It's part of the whole plan that this development team has had for this whole development site. But the second development site is what the subject application is for. It's about an $80 million hotel and condominium project with also a restaurant component. The idea is to have this be a gateway that connects this neighborhood down to Highland Avenue. So we've been working with BDOT on a number of public infrastructure improvements. As Kim mentioned, our plan is for a taller building than what's allowed in mixed-use medium. And the reason why we applied for mixed-use medium, initially we applied for mixed-use high, which has a 125-foot height limit. The reason why we modified it to mixed-use medium is because of the neighborhood conversation. Redmont Park, and I don't want to speak for them, you know, I'm sure they might have somebody here today, but what my perception of what happened is they voted on both applications, the variance application, you know, which is not before you guys, that's, you know, a different body obviously, and the rezoning as one vote. And we've, like I said, we've been working on this project since before COVID. Our first neighborhood meeting where they voted was I feel like it's loud, but anyway, our first neighborhood meeting where they voted pre-COVID was 80-something against, and maybe 4 for it. So we were pleased with a 4 for it and 20 against it on the latest iteration, and that is really a testament to what the design team, you got representatives from the development team here, but what the design team has kind of really developed something that the neighborhood is generally speaking supportive of it. And I say that knowing that, you know, there's 2 neighborhoods involved. You know, we're technically in Redmont Park. It's across the street from Highland Park. That's why we went to both of them. So that is a longer version of, you know, just the neighborhood vote for this. We met in November and December with a small group of neighborhood folks to come up with this strategy of doing mixed-use medium combined with the variance. So this is something that we spent about 2 months working with the small group on. So we feel like we've done a good job in terms of being responsive. Obviously, the next part of this is getting the variance application approved. I think the only other thing I wanted to say was that we did apply for qualified mixed-use high initially, and then qualified mixed-use medium. It's before you guys today without any kind of qualifications. And it's been our commitment, you know, because of the conversation with the neighborhood, to have conditions at some point. What we would want to do is, you know, go through the vote today, hopefully get approved for a variance next week or whenever we end up meeting before the ZBA, and then we'll have another application that we'll put in the conditions that we've negotiated with the neighborhood group. So that completes my presentation. Happy to answer questions. And we've got, I didn't introduce them, but you know, David Silverstein and David Silverstein Jr. here from Five Stone. They're the co-developers of the project. And, you know, obviously, I think most people know, you know, Pizzitz, Summit, you know, I could keep on going. A lot of development experience on the development team. The goal for this project is for it to be kind of the same caliber, if not higher, than other developments. And David, I mean, if you want to just talk a little bit about the hotel component, I think it might be good for them to hear about that.
Come on, this end or this end? Mayor, Madam President, council members, I'm David Silverstein. We think there's a void in this market for upper-end hospitality. So we want to bring something that's unique to this market in the way it serves our hospitality needs, along with the top 3-4 floors will have condominiums. The blend of hospitality and condominiums are happening in other cities across the country. I have a saying where I am, in my office is Birmingham, in Mars, and what's going on in Atlanta and Charlotte, Nashville, can certainly be replicated here with the right project. I love Birmingham. I've had the pleasure of working with many administrations over the years to do quality project or attempt to do quality projects, starting with Dr. Arrington in 1994 when we began working on the summit. Believe it or not, the summit will be 30 years old in October of next year. Worked on the Pizzitz building. What an iconic piece of property that just didn't want to tear it down. So I give the mayor, and I give you, and I give our city a commitment that this project will be equally, if not better, than some of the others that we have had the pleasure of working on over the years. And I look forward to it. I've only been working on it for 7 years. So, like fine wine, you know, takes time, I guess. So, any other questions for me, I'd be more than happy to answer. Or, you want to say anything?
Thank you. Do we have any questions from councilors? Councilor Williams.
Hey, Randall, Dave, whoever wants to answer. Is this the project where the balloon was flown?
Yeah, we
Is
flew
that
the balloon.
the same?
Yeah.
Okay, right, okay. And y'all are at the end of the day, y'all are looking for 165?
125.
Oh, okay. Was it ever 165 or 85, or was it ever
Yeah,
large?
early on,
Okay.
you know, and then COVID hit, and then we adjusted it
When the balloon was flown, what level was it?
about that level.
At 165?
125.
125?
It was never 165.
Okay, thank you.
You know, the scale of the project, we had the pleasure of also developing the Crescent office building immediately adjacent to this property. And the scale, and the Crescent has a terrific vista towards the city. I think the scale of that building is quite nice. And this will have the same scale of the Crescent office building.
Thank you. Any other questions from the council for the applicant? No questions. I had one question. I happen to be at both of those neighborhood meetings. I do see that the Highland Park Neighborhood Association voted 20 in support and 4 not to support. These are two different sort of cases that would be before us. Today, we're just solely talking about a zoning change from R6 to mixed-use medium. There's a separate request that's in the application for a height that's separate from today. So my question is, for Redmont Park, can you walk us through your understanding of why there were 23 votes to deny versus the 4 to support from that neighborhood?
Yeah, I think, that's why I wanted David to talk about the hospitality piece of this. I think there is a small group, 20 might be large to some people, but, a significant group, I call them that, of roughly the number you said, that is opposed to having hospitality at this location. And so one of the points that we tried to explain to them was that it wasn't our idea to put mixed-use medium here. That was contemplated, as Kim said, as part of the long-range plan. Mixed-use medium allows hospitality as a right. So that's what, reinvigorated the development team to look and explore it and bring in hospitality. One thing that David didn't mention about the hospitality piece of this is that there's an established 5-star hotel operator in Alabama. They happen to operate, I'm allowed to say this, right? Yeah, in Auburn, at the Laurel Hotel in Auburn. They're committed to come to this project to do a 5-star hospitality piece to this. So that, the fact that the city's long-range plan contemplated mixed-use medium, that's what brought them, took them to, get the folks in Ithaca is the name of the group, to get them involved here. So I think that, and again, I can't speak for those folks, but just my read on it is they didn't really like the hospitality piece. And they don't want to have a rooftop bar, is that sort of kind of dynamic. There won't be a rooftop bar, I don't think, for this. It's a condominium building. The upper floor is a condominium, so we want to have a hotel product that's complementary to residential. So I think that's what that's Randall's impression of the situation. I think it probably would have been a similar vote to Highland Park had they broken up the items. So Highland Park, we had, significant support, for the project. You were there. In terms of this part of it, the variance part was where, and just for everybody's benefit, for the variance, we're going to zoning board at some point of adjustments. They also take neighborhood input, and so the same kind of, a similar kind of neighborhood form goes to them. So Highland Park kind of broke theirs out into 2, Redmont Park did 1. And so I think that's what happened. But again, if they're here, they can clarify.
Let me just follow up. I've had the pleasure over the years to work with Highland Park and Redmont Park, a lot of different projects. And I respect their passion for their neighborhood. And that's what makes this location even better, because both those neighborhoods stay involved with what's going on as I reflect back on where we are today and where we started 7 years ago, I think we have been able to ensure that the residents of both those communities understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and our commitment to do it the right way. And I don't know if anybody's here today to voice objection, but in my world, that's reflective of sort of the commitment and the understanding that we have with both neighborhoods.
All right, thank you very much. Any other questions from council? Councilor Williams?
I'm curious, what is the big objection to a rooftop bar?
I'm sorry, Hunter?
What's the big objection to a rooftop bar if it's at 125 feet?
That would make too much noise. I don't necessarily agree with that.
125 feet in there?
But right now, the plans don't include that because we have condominiums on the top floors. So there's a need to ensure that what goes on the top is additive to the condominiums and doesn't disturb those particular owners that have bought a condominium in the building.
But you said the operator in Auburn is willing.
Yeah,
And one of the best
I'll be
places
more
about
direct.
that
We
is their rooftop bar.
definitely disagree with the folks that are opposed to the project in terms of just what's appropriate use for the site. You know, I think if we're talking, and I'm going to go on a tangent here, so apologies, but one of the concerns from a zoning perspective that some of the folks in the neighborhood expressed, which to me was a very good argument, is if we were to do mixed-use high at this location, then slowly up the hill, you could get mixed-use high. And so a lot of the opposition that we've gotten that's kind of been kind of consistent here are folks that live, you know, on the crest or in kind of, you know, where this arguably, you know, it impacts their view shed. And so their concern was, all right, you know, it's a slippery slope. You're just going to go up the hill. You know, Randall's going to come back and zone this block and that, you know, so that was kind of why they were like, hey, why don't y'all do mixed use medium? Then that preserves this as a lower scale area. And we think you guys have enough hardship because of the slope of your site, because you're adjacent to the expressway, you know, all of the things that you would normally put in a variance application. We think you guys have enough hardship to where your site, you can get height. And so that's really like a height argument for it. The use part of it, I think, and I'm paraphrasing, but I think a comment was said at one of the meetings that, you know, we don't want another pickup bar in the neighborhood, you know, so it's kind of a thing where people are not appreciative of the, what we're trying to do here and just the reality of, you know, when you do an $80 million development, it's, you know, the goal is not to have something that is dilutive to people that might live on the top of the mountain.
All right, thank you very much. I think we're going to move now, unless there are any further comments, to the public hearing portion of this. So raise of hands, who in the audience is here to speak? Looks like we just have one speaker. All right, feel free to come up to the podium, state your name and address, and you will have 3 minutes to speak.
I'm Paul Godby. I live at 920 24th Street South. I'm president of the Southside Neighborhood Association. And I've been in contact with the Redmont Park people over the time period, so I know that there's a significant opposition to this. Thought they'd be here today, so perhaps I'm speaking for them. I have a personal interest in this because years ago, a friend of mine lived in an apartment building that's adjacent to the proposed site. This was back when John Carroll High School was right down there on Highland. So I'd go out to his apartment, and, you know, we'd have a nice time. And so I'd have to drive in and out numerous times up there, so I'm very familiar with the traffic flow pattern that goes through there. The main way to get in at that particular time was to go up Arlington, I think it's 23rd Street, the old 23rd Street that turned up there to go to his apartment. I don't see how this neighborhood, even with the so-called improvements, can support any traffic flow for something like a hotel. There's also no walkability and no stores close by for any hotel guests to go to. If you walk from that property around to where Highland supermarket used to be, the Western used to be, that would be at least 4 to 5 blocks one way and 4 to 5 blocks to come back, going up a very steep hill. And it's just, I just don't see it as being feasible for any hotel there. Another problem is a lot of these high-end luxury apartments that he's proposing. We have a glut of empty, vacant apartment units available. Cortland Vista, one is in Scala Stillhaven, Tower on 10, Artisan Flats. They still have, in the Met, in Lakeview and Rise, they still have empty units. So we don't need any more empty units because all this does is drop up the tax rate for the smaller business people. And we also have a glut of empty retail space available. You can just walk anywhere, drive anywhere. Space available here, retail here. Same thing with the restaurants. We have several restaurants I know of that are sitting empty, turnkey ready to go, but nobody's in them. So I don't see how this project can support any business in the future.
All right, thank you for your comments. All right, seeing no other speakers, this concludes, I'm sorry, we do have one additional. And a question. Counselor Tate?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. How many rooms, Miranda, how many rooms? Is it 80?
80.
80, okay. And how many condominiums?
Up to 30.
30,
It's
okay.
probably less than that, but up to 30.
Okay, thank you very kindly.
Yeah, and and if I can just wrap it up, so we had a pretty similar conversation with Highland Park, and so some of the issues that were just mentioned came up during that, and we spent a lot of time thinking about traffic, walkability, all of those things. One of the issues with the current layout of that area is to the point he made. There's no sidewalk. You can't go from this site into Highland Avenue easily. So part of the development plan here and part of the reason why we need the height variance is we're pushing the building as far away as possible from Sycamore Manor, that's the apartment complex that he mentioned. We're putting parking underground, we're creating a motor court, we're redesigning, we're working with BDOT to redesign the exit from 280 and then create connectivity to Highland Park. So the end goal of all of this is there'll be more density, people that can walk to businesses, and this is, not an apartment building. This is, leading with being a hospitality building, transient residents, targeting an average daily rate that we think is achievable. The Grand Bohemian and the Valley have proven that in kind of this part of, our region, you can command extremely high daily rates. So it's giving, City of Birmingham an opportunity to collect some of those same rates that, Mountain Brook or Homeward are getting with the walkability so that people can, walk to Bottega or, whoever they want to go to. I should also add that there's an opportunity for a restaurant space within this building that would have vistas of the City of Birmingham. So there's a lot of things here that make this a lot different than some of the other projects that was mentioned.
Thank you very much. Are there additional comments from council? All right. I had a question for staff. Is staff still present, Kim? I just wanted to make sure that the queue conditions that were approved by Zach are included in this item.
So they were not included at the vote at the Planning and Zoning Committee. The motion was made just to approve as mixed-use medium with no queue conditions.
All right, thank you. And the only additional comment I would have to make on this is, again, I was present for both of these neighborhood meetings and have had several conversations with several residents in these areas. And I know the primary concern is on what is in the application, not necessarily before us today, and that is the height. It is my understanding that the neighborhood had voted previously on a variation for the height max to an agreed upon 80-foot or 85-foot. Is that right? I believe that's right. And so I know that there's an appetite for something like a mixed-use medium. The concern, though, is the height variance, which is, again, not on our item today for voting. So just wanted to clarify that. All right. Any last questions? Seeing none, I'll hand it over to President. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilor Vasa, for conducting this public hearing, and thank you to the speaker's staff, as well as the applicant, and those comments that were made during the public hearing. At this time, councilors, if there are no other questions, we're ready for the vote.
Councilors Smith and Smith. Okay,
I'm an aye as well.
okay, thank you. That vote should be up, Madam President.
All right, thank you, councilors. Item number 2 passes. Next item.
Should be item 14.
Madam President, may I have 1 minute on another topic related to the city of Birmingham? Mayor, Mayor.
You just have a comment, or you want to?
I want to congratulate
Okay.
the city of Birmingham. Mayor, I want to congratulate you and the council. I woke up yesterday morning and I saw an article in the Wall Street Journal that stated that Birmingham is the hottest spot for college grads to come. Being born and raised here, I have 4 of my 5 kids here. My 5th one's coming back from Nashville. I'll have 13 grandkids here. And for those of us who have really enjoyed developing projects in Birmingham, it's hard to get that kind of publicity. And it's a direct reflection on leadership and how we go about doing business. And I just think we can't let today go by without saying, that was a great article. And if you hadn't read it, please do. So congratulations to the city of Birmingham.
Thank you so much. I will reclaim my time and just say that I also read that article, actually had someone to send it to me from New York, and as a grandparent myself that has a rising senior that's about to graduate from college, I want her to come back to Birmingham as well. So I know that's always something we look forward to. So thank you for bringing that up and mentioning that. We're very proud of that. Thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next item.
Item 14.
What's the item number?
14.
Thank you.
An ordinance to amend the Kelvin Felder ordinance in Article C of Chapter 10 and Title 12 of the General Code of the City of Birmingham, which regulates and requires a safety plan for entertainment establishments and clubs. I need UC to pass this today's first reading.
Second.
Councilmember Gunn. Councilmember O'Quinn. Councilmember Smith. Councilmember Smitherman. Councilmember Vasa. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Out. Council President Pro Tem Tate. Council President Alexander.
Aye.
And a motion on the item.
Second.
All right, thank you, councilors. Item 14 is an ordinance to amend the Felder ordinance, which would regulate and require a safety plan for entertainment establishments and clubs. Do we have any additional information about this item that we can just make known before we consider it? Yes, sir, Council Williams.
So where are these going to be centrally located where we can access them if needed? What?
Yeah, the
The
ordinance.
safety plans. The safety plans. Currently, it's a challenge for us to get what we currently have in place sometimes, because it doesn't seem that one group has them. It's kind of like, well, I thought they emailed it to them, but no, maybe they emailed it to them. So if we're going to have an ordinance that requires it, I'd like to know where it's going to be located.
Attorney King?
Right, so I can have Attorney Roberts come up to provide additional information, but those reports also will be housed with public safety as well.
Thank you. If you'll just identify yourself and give us that additional information. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. My name's Field Morton. I serve as the Police Deputy Chief of Investigations. To answer your question, Mr. Williams, the subject plan will be housed with the Chief of Police.
Okay, so if a public safety or a council member wants to see a, safety plan, those will be archived, correct?
I'm sure that there's a conduit there that you would be able to get those.
Yes, just request it from legal. We'll be sure to get it to you.
Okay, because, last public safety meeting, the applicants are there showing us where they've emailed it to the police, and the police are saying, I didn't get it, and then they have an email, and they said, oh, this person no longer works there anymore, and, all that kind of stuff, and we're like, you never submitted us a safety plan, and they're like, yeah, we did, y'all just don't keep track of it.
Madam President,
Yes,
to Council Williams'
Mayor.
question and concern, I think with what we're passing today, the administration will be asking legal to get with the police department on a better way to capture information, store that information, and make sure that information can be shared and readily available if and when the council requests it. Won't be BPD in isolation. Make sure they partner with the legal department.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Whitman. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I do feel this is a very valid request from public safety and the committee, because so often when we have establishments that come, and sometimes the prevailing factor that makes us want to approve or deny that request lies within the public safety plan that they are preparing. And I would like to be sure that we have a process in place, an archival as well as a retrieval, and we know who to go to so that the committee or any counselors would be able to retrieve that information.
Yes, ma'am. Chief Sparks will be working with Attorney King as well as Chief Pickett to make sure we honor the request from you and your colleagues.
So if this item moves today, what would be the timeline that we could expect that to be in place so that we could have a report back to us through committee of the whole? Is there any particular timeline that we might be able to ask that in 3 months, 6 months?
30 days or
30
less.
days, okay. Just, again, it's the archival and retrieval, and just where that is stored. Go ahead, Councilor Williams.
Okay, my question is, where are they now? So like if I said, okay, Club ABC, I would like to see their safety plan. They haven't been brought before public safety, but let's say that there was an incident. How does that get to the council?
Business compliant has it. So your witness who usually testifies before your committee for public safety hearings is usually business compliance, which are members of BPD. They have that information, but we're
not getting it. And then the applicant is showing it to us on their phone when they've given it to business compliance 2 months or 2 years ago.
That's why I literally elevated it to Chief Pickett above the DC of investigations to make sure top down. This is rectified.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Pro Tem?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President. Let me just state for the record, let me be really clear. Every application that comes to public safety, I do receive a public safety plan. If it's an older club or whatever establishment that's, I'm like Councilor Williams, where's that information? So I just want to state on the record that I don't move anything into public safety without a plan for the record. So I just want to make that real clear. So if it was something that predated, me or whomever is sitting up here, then, I'm in agreement with them. That information has to be researched and, brought before us, but I'm not here to discuss, anything that's, we talking about going forward. But I do want people to know that we do get public safety plans.
And I think that's understood, Pro Tem. The question to me and the concern is just being sure there's a retrieval and an archival process. So, very good. Thank you for reiterating that. Counselor O'Quinn?
Yeah, just wanted to say thank you to Public Safety Committee and staff and whoever else worked on this. Read through the ordinance and, it really tightens up a lot of things and closes some gaps. So, it's been a issue that we've dealt with for a long time and puts a lot of stress and strain on our police department, especially, some of these venues have been very problematic and, we're trying to address the situation. Next thing you know, we got 4 or 5 police officers, working overtime to try and mitigate any potential situations, and that's just something, we shouldn't have to do, and an expense taxpayers shouldn't have to bear. So, again, thank you for ratcheting up the level of accountability.
Thank you. Any other comments? Counselor Smithman?
Thank you, Madam President. Can we just give a brief summary of the changes to the ordinance? I mean, I know we have it, but I'm just saying for the public.
Thank you, Attorney Roberts.
Yes, so we can run through the changes real quick. As you look through it in the definitions, late night establishment definition was added. Late night establishments, one open for patrons between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. Also, serious incident definition was added. It's generally an affray or a altercation between 3 or more persons. A description of the type of training requirement was added under section 12-10-46. That's B6. The requirement for an emergency evacuation plan under number 11 was added. And a clear legible site plan that accurately reflects the current layout of the establishment. The requirement for the site plan to include descriptions of those areas was added under number 12. As well as the exterior layout was added under number 12. The requirement that every establishment and club operator prepare a written site plan that includes all the elements required and subject B above was added under section C of that, or subsection C of that section. If you look at subsection 3, or subsection C3, it addressed the public record aspects of the safety plan and modified that to accurately reflect when that can be distributed. Late night establishments have to file an additional written safety plan, and that was added under subsection D. And I believe that is, well, there's one more, there's a couple more revisions under 12-10-52. When interior security personnel have to be present. and the requirement to have cameras in place with footage retained for up to 30 days. And that covers all of the revisions.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say you all did an excellent job with this ordinance in Public Safety Committee. You know, a lot of times, I think Council Williams kind of hit on this, when incidents happens, they automatically look to the city council. And I think this gives a pretty fair standard and guideline for these late-night establishments, because we have to understand that the generation, I think the young generation that goes out is very different from prior generations. And so I think having these things in place will ensure that safety is not guaranteed, but at least we can make sure that we hold these establishments accountable with this ordinance. So, Madam Pro Tem, I just want to say thank you for your work, Council Williams, Council Vasa. You know, this is what committees are for, to take policy and improve it for our residents. So thank you.
Thank you, Attorney. And I echo that, Councilor Smitherman, and great work that's been done in putting this document together. We often, as councilors, we have ordinances, but we always are striving to put more teeth into the ordinance. And so I think the conversation that we've had today, we just want to thank you, and thank you, Madam Pro Tem, and your committee, and the work of staff and BPD for ensuring that we have definitely put more teeth into this. And so we look forward to changes that would be required under this ordinance. Thank you all very much. And I also want to thank Chief Pickett and his staff. Thank you. This time, we're ready for the vote.
Councilmember, okay, that should be everybody.
All right, thank you very much. That item passes. Thanks again for everyone for the hard work. Next item.
Also, public safety recommended that item. So.
Okay, and we add that Public Safety Committee did recommend that item. Thank you. Next item.
Should be 20. Just on page 7. Item 20, a resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a grant agreement with the Community Foundation of Greater Birmingham, under which the Community Foundation of Greater Birmingham will make a grant to the city of Birmingham in the amount of $240,394.44 to be used for the Northside Spark project, which will involve right-of-way improvements in 3 Northside neighborhoods, to consist of traffic calming and gateways in the Norwood neighborhood, and sidewalk repairs in the Druid Hills and Fountain Heights neighborhoods to mitigate the impacts of I-2059 downtown bridge replacement project and to improve the quality of life in the Northside community. Motion, please.
Second.
All right, thank you, councilors. This item was on consent and was pulled by Councilor Gunn. Councilor Gunn?
Thank you, Madam President. The reason that I pulled this item from the agenda was just for public awareness. I get super excited when I hear about projects coming to the north side. And so I just wanted to know, when can we expect, when and where these improvements will take place, so we can relay those messages to constituents in our districts. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Whiffen?
Madam President, I have Colin Alexander, who's going to come in and speak more fluently to what your colleague, Councilor Gunn, has just shared.
Good morning to the council.
Thank you.
My name is Colin Alexander. I serve as the program manager in the Birmingham Department of Transportation. So back when AlDOT was replacing the bridges downtown, before they started construction, there was a lawsuit involving several community members in the North Side neighborhood. And the settlement of that lawsuit was a fund from AlDOT that was managed by the Community Foundation for improvements in the North Side neighborhood to mitigate the impacts of the bridge. It was up to the plaintiffs, who were then made into a committee, to decide how they wanted to spend those funds in the North Side area. Towards the end of last year, the plaintiffs voted on 2 projects. One of them is a traffic calming and sort of gateways improvement project in Norwood, and the rest was for sidewalk improvements in Druid Hills and Fountain Heights. Because those projects would be constructed in the public right-of-way, they have to be City of Birmingham projects. So this is a mechanism to transfer that funding from the Community Foundation to the City of Birmingham for us to build out those projects as the plaintiffs desired. The Norwood project would include speed cushions in locations that had previously been approved and supported by the neighborhood but were never funded and installed, including sort of what would have been the 14th Avenue corridor if 14th Avenue existed, kind of along 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, and a couple of other blocks that have been concerns of the neighborhood. I think there's also like some gateway pillars around 31st Street that this would fund as a gateway into the neighborhood. And then for the remaining of the funds, they would be divided evenly between Fountain Heights and Druid Hills. And once the funding is set up, we'll have our teams go out and identify how much sidewalk we can repair based on the funding available.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. And Colin, while we have you here, I do want to just make note and attention, we did have a consent item this morning, item 33, that talked about our sidewalk repairs project. And so I know that some of these sidewalks could be, this is a separate project, but I do want to thank VDOT for the work that's been done. And councilors, if you all go back and look at that item, you'll see a list of those sidewalks. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you. We're ready for the vote.
Thank you.
Thank you, Colin.
Okay. 1 second here. That vote should be up, Madam President.
All right, thank you. Item 20 passes. Next item.
Should be item 23. A resolution pursuant to section 11-40-1 and 38-2-9 Codes of Alabama 1975, authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver an agreement with Urban Impact. I'm sorry, wrong item.
Wrong item.
23.
23.
Item 23, a resolution pursuant to section 11-40-1, striking 11-4-7, that's 17 Codes of Alabama 1975, authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver an agreement with Wildflower Alliance, under which the Wildflower Alliance will provide community support for parents of children with disabilities, offering support for families, essential resources for children with disabilities, and a strong sense of belonging for a term ending on June 30th, 2026, in an amount not to exceed, and looks like we're changing that to $6,500. Said funds will come from District 1 and District 3 discretionary funds. So we'll also add Districts 6 and 7, $500 from both districts. So I guess a motion to amend that item would be in effect for that.
So move.
All right, thank you. So we've amended that item, and we also had Councilor Vasa that had asked to be pulled from consent. So Councilor Vasa.
Thank you, Madam President. Just wanted to really lift up the Wildflower Alliance. We have the executive director here today, and who is also the founder, Ms. LaToya Mims. There's an event this Saturday that is being supported by this event. It's at Bessie Estelle Park, and so we just want to thank the Wildflower Alliance for that. And Ms. Mims, I didn't know if you had a comment or two, just to speak on the event that's coming up this Saturday at Bessie Estelle Park.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to present about the Buddy Big Top Carnival. That's going to be at Braylon's Way at the Bessie Estelle Park. As Councilor Vasa said, my name is LaToya Mims. I am founder, executive director of the Wildflower Alliance, and I'd like to introduce
Brittany Williams, the Chief Operating Officer.
And we really just wanted to stress the importance of Birmingham being the model for what inclusion will look like in our communities moving forward. We're co-hosting this event with the Department of Parks and Recreation. We have Lakeshore Foundation as an activities partner, so all activities are designed for every child to be able to participate, and they'll be adapted as the child presents to that activity. We also have Culture City, who's presenting as our sensory partner, and so we're just really excited about Birmingham being the model of what it looks like when every child is considered from the beginning. So we do have 126 children currently signed up. 57 of those are children without disability, while 69 of those are children with disabilities. We have a variety of diagnoses that will be present, ranging from autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. We have epilepsy and seizure disorders that will be present, ADHD, other medical complexities, visual impairments, hearing impairments. So as those children arrive and those families arrive, they'll feel accommodated for. They'll know that we've designed this event intentionally for them to be able to participate in this community event. And so I'll let Brittany talk a lot more about what the structure of the event is going to look like.
Yes, so we also have children ages range from 1 year old to 25 years old, actually, that'll be present at the event. And so when we talk about the structure of it, like how can kids play together? So we've designed where we have these buddy skills where it teaches the kids how to be considerate, how to be inclusive with each other. And with that, we have activities that they'll do together as they play through the carnival. And so they'll get a buddy passport where they'll be able to stamp it and say that we did these things together as they navigate through. And with that, they get to learn how to play together and to consider a friend. Our objective ultimately is that they leave there and say, when can we play together next again? We also have the volunteers who will be the ones to facilitate the activities together, so the inclusion captains. We also have a one-on-one aid volunteers that help to allow the parents to get to be hands-off and have that play date experience that they don't always get.
And other elements of the carnival include spaces like our personal care room. So for those families who are not able to use the typical facilities, we have a space dedicated for them. For those families that will need sensory support, they'll need accessibility. So as we know, Braylon's Way is only phase 1 of Bessie Estelle. And so in acknowledging that that's phase 1, there are still some accessibility gaps. So our partners at Lakeshore and NICPAD have come together and helped us to assess the accessibility. And what we've tried to do is bridge the gaps that still exist there. So we'll have accessible flooring present on the outskirts of Braylon's Way, so that again, all of the children, so we have about 20 to 30 children that's going to be present in wheelchairs. And so again, every activity is designed for them to be able to access it, and they need to do so through that accessible flooring. We'll also have a medical tent present. We'll have a parent lounge. So again, we're reintroducing equity into parenthood. So when those parents receive that diagnosis, oftentimes a lot of our dreams kind of change. And so what we're doing is in an inclusive play date, giving them the opportunity to finally be hands-off again, to be off duty, and really to watch their children enjoy as any other parent would when they're in a play date. We also will have a mini resource fair. So we have about 10 organizations signed up to be able to, that are services of families with disabilities. So we'll have them to be connected to resources as well. So every element of our carnival is designed to be able to serve these families in a capacity that they're probably a lot of times overlooked. So we're being intentional about bringing them back into the community and not siloed into the disability community, but to one broad general community. I believe that we are one people, and I believe that disability is a part of that, and so that's what we're doing with the Buddy Big Top. We so far have 89 families directly in the Birmingham metro area registered. We have 9 that are coming out from outside of Birmingham, 3 from out of state, and then we also have 3 Spanish-speaking families that will be present as well. So we're really excited, and we thank you for your support. Thank you for the opportunity to host community events like this. We would love to continue to partner and plug into existing events so that we can, again, continue to create spaces where these families are represented and recognized and accommodated for in the community in general.
Ms.
Thank
Mims,
you.
thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Councilor Woods?
Thank you, Madam President. I appreciate y'all being here today. I had the opportunity to I got an invite to an event y'all did. Man,
Arts and Harmony.
earlier this year, but it was like Parents Night Out, and specifically for people with kids that have special needs, and it was like one of the best events I've seen. It was truly first class. I thought that, I think even as a parent, you're very cautious about where your kids are and who they're with, and then when your child does have a special need, you're even less willing to just leave them. And so the way y'all had the complete wraparound where their kids were taken care of, and they had, the professionals on site needed to care for them, and just the relief and relaxation that the parents were able to enjoy, and just had a really special curated night. So I didn't necessarily know what I was showing up to, but when I left, I was really blown away. And truly am a supporter of what y'all are doing, and so we definitely want to amplify that and ensure that, you know, as many families as possible are able to take advantage of it. So thank you for what you're doing.
Yes, thank you so much. And again, I'm so glad that Councilor Vasa pulled this so that we could have this opportunity to give you additional support. I'm going to tell you the way that I found out about the event was on social media. And so marketing helps. And thank you so much for the inclusivity that you're bringing with this event. And so often, parents that have children with need and those without, we have to create that buddy system. So I thank you for giving that opportunity as well, and for all of the amenities that you're providing. If you can, just for your next event, circulate something to all of us. If you did, I apologize if you already did it and we didn't see it, but just to allow us that opportunity to be able to support. And Pro Tem wants to add something.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm joining the train with my other colleagues, and I'm going to commit $500 as well.
All right. So I believe that amends
Make
that
a
item.
motion to amend the
Make
amendment.
that motion to amend that.
So I make a
add.
motion to amend item 23.
The amendment. We already have an amendment on the floor, so just
Amend
amend the amendment
Amend the amendment
and add $500.
and add $500.
Okay.
Thank
And that
you.
makes a total now of 7,000, correct?
Second. Second.
There's been a
7,000.
second. All right. So there's been a motion and a second, and so now, Mr. Clerk, we don't have any other questions. We're ready to
Okay,
consider.
vote on the item we're gonna vote on the amendment first.
All right. We have a motion and a
This-
second.
I already have it up, so voting
Okay,
should
thank
be
you.
open for the amendment.
Thank you.
We're missing Councilmember O'Quinn and President Alexander.
Aye.
All right, so the amendment passed, and I vote on the item as amended.
All right, so we've amended the item to include the additional funding, and so now we're ready to vote for the item. Need a motion and a second.
So move.
Okay, voting should be open right now.
All right, thank you very much. Item 23 passes, and we look forward to success for this event. Thank you so much. Next item.
Should be item 28, which is on page 10. A resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a community development block grant, critical repair program, sub-recipient agreement with Woodlawn United Incorporated under the critical repair funding program to provide critical repair and rehabilitation assistance to eligible low and moderate income owner-occupied, single-family households located within the city limits to address urgent health, safety, accessibility, and structural needs for a term of 13 months for an amount not to exceed $480,000. Motion, please.
All right, we need a motion and a second. All right, thank you. This item was considered for consent, and we allowed Councilor Vasa to pull from consent. I think it's just to make a vote, correct?
Correct. Just
All
need to
right.
abstain.
So no questions. We're ready to entertain the vote.
All right.
That it?
Absent. All right, that vote should be it.
All right, thank you. That item passes with one extension, so item 28 passes. Thank you. Next item.
Should be item 47. Item 47, a resolution setting a public show cause hearing to consider the matter of revoking the business license issued to Berkeley Incorporated doing business as Nana Funk's at 708 29th Street South, Birmingham, Alabama 35233. Said hearing should be held at council's regular meeting in the council chambers, third floor in City Hall, Birmingham, Alabama, on Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. And we have a change on, as far as it's related to the hearing date. It should be the 26th of May, recommended by the chair of public safety.
So is it permanent operation?
We're setting the hearing.
We're just setting a hearing. All right. Councilors, we're setting a hearing for a public show cause hearing to consider the matter of revoking a business license, and that date is being set for May 26, 2026. There are no questions. We're ready to entertain the vote for setting that hearing cause date.
Motion on that.
Now we need
I need somebody to move it for me.
So move the item.
All right, voting should be open.
Thank you.
All right, the vote should be up.
All right, thank you. So a public cause hearing has been set for May 26th to consider the matter of revoking the business license that's issued to the company doing business as Nana Funks. That item passes. Next item.
Should be item 48, a resolution setting a public hearing June 9th, 2026 to consider the adoption of an ordinance to amend the zoning district map of the city of Birmingham, case number ZAC 2026-2, to change zone district boundaries from I-4 to Q1 to QI-1 in order to construct a convenience store with a drive-through filed by Severton LLC, the property owner, and the applicant for the property generally located at Severton Drive North and situated in section 15, quarter section 1, township 17, range 3, West Birmingham 35207. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
All right.
All right, thank you. Councilors, this is a resolution where we're setting a public hearing for June 9th to consider the adoption of an ordinance to amend the zoning district map. Any questions regarding setting that date? Okay, we're ready for the vote.
Voting should be open. Did we do 30? And Councilor Smith is absent. All right, that vote should be up.
All right, thank you, councilors. We've set that hearing date for June 9th, 2026. Next item.
That should be all of the regular items.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much. Councilors, at this time, we will entertain your updates for your districts. And if we could start, we do have, please make note of something we have following the adjournment. Who wants to go first? Councilor Smith.
All right, well, good morning. Few announcements. First, we have the Spring into Clean D8 Cleanup Day this upcoming Saturday, May 9th. That's going to be at the Crossplex. So we are asking residents from across District 8 to come to the Crossplex at 10 a.m. so that we can help to beautify our area. Also, it's been mentioned about the Buddy Big Top Carnival that's taking place this Saturday also. And then just as a reminder, Parks and Rec is still conducting our interest meetings on the park plan. So we're asking that residents go to bhmparks2035.com to complete the survey. Also, still those interest meetings are happening. So the next one is this evening, at the Hooper City Rec Center, and then on Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Hawkins Park Rec Center. Park and Rec is also still hiring for lifeguards, so you can call 205-254-2189 for more information if you're interested in signing up to be a lifeguard. We have the Park and Rec Board meeting tomorrow, Wednesday, May 6th at 9 a.m. at Legion Field, and then the following neighborhood meetings over the next week. Fairview is meeting this evening at 5:30 p.m. via conference call. Thomas is meeting at 6:30 p.m. at the Greater St. Thomas Church. Tuxedo is meeting on Monday, May 5th at 5 p.m. at the East Ansley Public Library. Ansley Highlands is meeting on Monday, May 11th at 6 p.m. at the Five Points West Branch Library. Lastly, just want to say Happy Teacher Appreciation Week to all of our teachers for all that you do. We know that the work is great, but you make it look so easy, so we appreciate all that you do. And then lastly, I just want to say thank you to VDOT and Power Company for working to restore the lights that we have along Warrior Road. So super excited about that, nice and bright. So thank you for helping to make that happen.
Thank you so much, Councilor Smith. Councilor Gunn.
Thank you, Madam President. These are my announcements for this week. The UAB Live Health Smart Mobile Market will be in the Kingston community this Wednesday, May the 6th from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Parks and Rec will host another community meeting this Thursday, starting at 6 p.m. at the Don Hawkins Recreational Center. Neighborhood association meetings that are coming up. Inglenook is Monday, May 11th at 5:30 PM at the Inglenook Recreation Center. Woodlawn is also Monday, May 11th at 6 PM at the Willowwood Recreation Center. Roebuck is Tuesday, May 12th at 6:30 PM at the Birmingham East Precinct. Kilo Springs is also Tuesday, May the 12th at 6 PM at Smith Middle School. And then Penfield Park is Tuesday, May 12th as well, 6 PM at the Brownsville Heights Community Center. And then my last announcement for today is I just want to congratulate the boys 4x100 meter relay team at Woodlawn High School. They brought home the 6A champ for the state of Alabama. So congratulations to them.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Councilor Woods?
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning. Few announcements here quickly. The Apple Valley Neighborhood Association will meet today at 6:30 PM at the East Pinson Valley Rec Center. The Spring Lake Association, Neighborhood Association will meet on Thursday, May 7th at 6:30 PM. That meeting is at the Huffman High School Library. Echo Highlands will meet on Thursday, May 7th at 6 PM. They're meeting via Zoom. And Roebuck will meet on Monday, May 11th at 6:30 PM at the East Police Precinct. If anybody's interested in attending these meetings virtually, we have worked with the neighborhoods to make sure that that is an option. If that is of interest to you, email bhmdistrict1@gmail.com for login details. Coming up, Community Improvement Day. This Friday, May 8th, we're partnering with House Proud for our next Community Improvement Day. We'll be painting, doing some landscaping at a home in District 1. And so we've got all the tools, materials. We got your snacks to keep you going, got your T-shirts there. And so just show up and volunteer. A few hours can make a major impact. And if you are interested in volunteering, email your name and phone number to district1volunteer@houseproud.atl.org. district1volunteer@houseproud.atl.org. And that will get you signed up and locked in. Also, the next Budget and Finance Committee meeting will be held on Monday, May 11th at 3:30 PM in council chambers. Please get all your submissions in by Wednesday, tomorrow, May 6th at noon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Councilor Quinn?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to remind folks that if you want any of this information and much, much more, please contact my office and we can send you a digital packet that includes these announcements and lots of other useful information. So this week coming up in District 5, we have several neighborhood association meetings. Eastlake and Forest Park meet tonight. Wahoma meets on Thursday. Gate City and Oak Ridge Park will meet on Monday. For my fellow Transportation and Infrastructure Committee members, we will have a meeting on Monday, May 11th at 2 PM here in the council chambers. If there are any other agenda items to submit, please contact kimberly.phillips@birminghamal.gov. Jones Valley Teaching Farm is going to have a fundraising picnic on May 30th from 4 to 7 PM. They're calling this picnic Gather. Last year it was Roots on the Ground, Roots in the Ground, something like that. Tickets include a buffet that's going to be prepared by local chefs. We're going to be doing line dancing and other family-friendly activities. Go to jvtf.org for more information and tickets. Just also want to remind folks that the farmers markets have started back up. So you have your options on Saturday, either to go to Eastlake Farmers Market at Eastlake UMC, and that one runs, the full, all the way into the fall. And Pepper Place is also available, and the Pepper Place Market runs 7 to 12 PM. And then finally, want to encourage people to participate in the city's Go BHM multimodal transportation plan. You can find that on the city's website, birminghamal.gov/GoBHM. Thank you. That concludes my announcements.
Thank you so much. Councilor Bassa?
Thank you, Madam President. A few events. We have coffee and conversations with our office this May 8th from 8 to 9 a.m. at O. Henry's Coffee on Highland. Snacks and coffee will be served. We heard from the Wildflower Alliance, the Buddy Big Top Carnival again this May 9th, Saturday, 12 to 4 p.m., Bessie Estelle Park. Next Saturday, we have the Birmingham Folk Fest, Saturday, May 16th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Avondale Park. And then we are also accepting resumes for the Zoning Board of Adjustment. Resumes can be sent to District 3 at birminghamal.gov until May 18th. And lastly, Forest Park Neighborhood Association meeting is tonight, May 5th at 6:30 p.m. at the Avondale Library. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilor Smitherman?
Thank you, Madam President. Happy Teachers Appreciation Week to all of our amazing teachers. Thank you for your dedication, your passion, and the difference you make. And also, as reiterated, mentioned earlier, Happy Nurses Appreciation Week too. As far as neighborhood meetings, Oakwood Place is today at 4 p.m. at Harrison Park Recreation Center. And then Mason City will meet today virtually at 4:30 p.m. And then on Monday at 5 p.m. at New Hope Baptist Church, West End Manor will meet. As mentioned before, Nurture's having their 5th annual Mental Health Day in partnership with the City of Birmingham this Friday at Lynn Park from 10 to 2. Also, my colleague, Councilor Gunn, just reminded me about track accomplishments. For Ramsey, the state runner-up for 5A 400 meter, Quantez Williams, place as well. Then we had state champion for 5A and with the disc throwing thing, Christopher Lewis. Or it's a big ball, but anyways. And then they were the state champions, sorry, I'm looking on Instagram, 4x400 5A champions, Ramsey High School as well, and that was with the boys. Oh, and yeah. And then the 200 meter was Mr. Williams. He was a 5A runner-up, I think, as well. So congratulations to both our Birmingham City Schools. That's a really big accomplishment, I think, especially for Ramsey, because I know they have to travel to Lawson Field actually every day to practice. If you think about it, that's a lot to have to leave from school, drive all the way across town to practice, and they don't have lights out there, y'all. So for about half of their practice time, they were in the dark, but just for them to make it to state is amazing. So congratulations to them. Also wishing a happy early Mother's Day to all the incredible mothers, but in particular my colleagues, Madam Pro Tem and Madam President, and to my mom and sister. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Williams?
Thank you, Madam President. Economic Development and Tourism Committee work session will be following this meeting at 11:30 in Conference Room D&E, so I will see that end of the dais in a little bit, and that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Pro Tem?
Thank you, Madam President. Wylam Neighborhood Association meeting is tonight at 6 p.m. at the Wylam Library. And it's probably already been stated by Councilor Smith. Thomas Neighborhood Association meeting is tonight at 6:30 at the Greater St. Thomas Church, located at 152 First Street. Civico Finley Neighborhood Association will meet Wednesday, May the 6th at 5:30 at the Civico Plant Community Room. Sherman Heights Neighborhood meeting will be on Monday, May the 11th at 6 p.m. at the Morning Star Christian Church. North Birmingham also will meet on Monday, May the 11th at 6 p.m. at the North Birmingham Library. And the next public safety meeting will be held on Tuesday, May the 12th, 1 p.m. in the council chamber. Please submit your agenda items by email no later than May the 6th, no later than 12 noon to Gregory.Stanley at birminghamal.gov or Shanta Little at birminghamal.gov. And as Councilor Smith has stated, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful moms out here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. These are announcements for District 7. Thank you, Councilor Pro Tem. We have 3 neighborhood meetings that are coming up next Monday, May 11th. That's the West Gowar neighborhood. They'll be meeting by conference call at 5 p.m. The Powderly Neighborhood Association will meet at 5:30 at the Henry Crompton Rec Center, and the Oxmoor Valley neighborhood will meet at 6 p.m. at the Oxmoor Rec Center. Has already been stated, do want to just send a grateful thanks to all of the educators, administrators, teachers, school staff, just everyone who touches upon our children as we give accolades to teachers during this month of May. I know that a lot of us have opportunities where we're spreading some love to our schools and our district, and so I thank each of you for doing that. And I'm also very grateful to the work that's done by the 5 schools in District 7. So thank you all very much. That concludes our council updates. At this time, Mr. Speaker will entertain this, Mr. Clerk will entertain the speakers list.
I think it's Avia.
Hello, sir, as you come forward, you have 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
3 minutes. Hey, it took me 7 years to get here. So I done sweated my underarms out. We good. All right, so listen. I am who I am. I am my feelings, I am my hustle, I am B. Amsterdam. Always coming to you live from the 5, all points west, and you always rocking with the best. I come today with a conceptual proposal plan, a land disposition request, and a weed abatement request, because I am creating the Green Tea District. It's been in motion for the last 7 years, and I have for presentation. So, Madam President, this is for you. I sent you an email last week. I don't even know if you got it.
But you can come on and send that to us, because I don't want you to run out of
Oh,
time.
no, but it's all in here, so I ain't got nothing to say. It's here.
Okay.
This is for the mayor, and then this is for everybody else, so I don't want to leave nobody out. Just take what you can and pass it down. So, I own 2520 Warrior Road. That's why I was clapping my hands. That tree fell on the parcel that I'm asking y'all to give it to me for $1. I will give you a lifetime community use covenant. I will be building a dog park right there. So it almost messed up my dog park. It fell in front of the house that I bought in Texas last year, so it didn't damage that. And then another one fell right in my alley. So thank you for that. City, we need to do something about them trees, because they are everywhere and they're poking out on the street. I need y'all to go through this list and agree and vote and give me what I asked for, so I can go ahead and turn our Fairview into the Green Tea District. Oh, my bad. This is for the mayor, so I'll let you go ahead and hold his. Yeah, but he ain't here, so I was gonna let y'all read it. Oh, okay, gotcha. We do it like that. Yeah, so that's it. That's my thing. Y'all let me get those 2 parcels that I asked for $1. I'll turn around and give you a lifetime community use covenant. I will build a dog park. I'll put a parking lot there. In the other one, we're gonna put 2 EV units in there. I'll also put a proposal for the grant that I'm gonna be needing for the development of the parking lot, but we're already in urban village time. Y'all got 31.8 million. I need to get a piece of that so I can help develop my district, our district, and help fill in the western plan that we got. I'm that guy. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to keep on doing it. I need y'all help. MJ without the team, y'all the team, we going to get a bunch of chips, man. So that's all I can say.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate this. Thank you.
I got time.
Yes,
Y'all got any questions?
We just give us a time to read this and respond back. Thank you so much, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
And just to top it off, I created the Be Amsterdam Live page last night. All 99 cities is in here. Why did I do that? Because Earth, Wind, Fire came in town, didn't nobody know. And it made me
Don't
mad.
say that.
And we have no Birmingham, Be Amsterdam Magazine News. So I created that. So I need all y'all.
Thank you.
Whew.
Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it. When
Okay,
can when will I
thank
hear
you.
something? When will I hear something, y'all?
We'll be getting back to you.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you. Appreciate you.
Ms. Sonny, thank you.
All right. Next,
Cynthia Turner.
okay, Ms. Turner, as you come forward, you have 3 minutes, and I think you want to talk about some ditch issues. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Guess the mayor's office, council, president, everyone. This issue is basically same, some different faces, but unfortunately, some same problems that I'm having. I've submitted 3 case numbers over the years, and one was just closed. And I came here about 6 months ago and about a year ago about the problem that was supposed to be solved. And they closed the case number. I don't know why they keep closing the case number without the work being done. They put on there that the work is completed. I spoke with numerous people dealing with this, from Joseph Yates, when he was over the flood management program, and now as the public director. I spoke to my council, I spoke to anybody that comes out there. They said they're going to fix it. They come out there, they spray it, and I told them do not spray it because the chemicals is Roundup, and Roundup causes cancer, and I've had cancer before. I do not want anything cancer-type items on my property. And today, as I was here, getting ready to leave, they was out there spraying, trying to spray again. I told them do not spray. I'm trying to see what is the remedy, because they've been told me they were gonna come out there with a bulldozer and fix the problem. And I've gotten emails from people saying they're gonna fix it. They don't fix it, they close the cases, and I have to come back down here. I don't like coming down here, I have other things to do. What is the remedy? Because I know half of you have seen me numerous times. Well, there's a few new faces, but a lot of you have seen me numerous times. I hear all these promises and basically no action. And I've spoken to the mayor, I've sent emails to the mayor's office, Public Works, everyone. And they just said they're gonna do it and nothing happens. But yet, I don't want my house to flood again, because that's what happened before. My house flooded, I had mold, I had to redo my whole house. And I'm just trying to prevent that from happening. I shouldn't have to come down here to say this over and over and over again. Y'all say y'all got extra money to fix it. Y'all say y'all have a bulldozer. And when I called it, we have a bulldozer, but it's gonna take a while to get it. But how long, are they building the bulldozer or something? Inch by inch, because it doesn't take that long to get someone over here to fix the problem.
all right, thank you, Ms. Turner, for bringing this issue before us. This is something that we would have to refer over to our administration team. I believe if you've been in contact with them, or administration will be able to get in contact with you. Is that correct, Chief?
Yes, that's right. So, Madam President, members of the council, so our staff is in touch with Ms. Turner. A couple of things that they've noted, as she said, they are working to either spray or cut. I know that there's been communication with them, but it's also coordination between Centerpoint and Jefferson County. So.
Centerpoint and Jefferson County has sent me an email, they have completed their work. I've spoke to the person over that, and I have an email from them. I don't know if you do, but I do. That's why I did not come until I got that from them, so that's not true.
All right, thank you, Ms. Turner.
We'll continue follow-up.
We'll continue to ask administration to follow up with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Any other speakers, Mr. Clerk? All right, at this time, we will thank our staff who are on duty today, our officers on duty, Officer Pinkert, Officer Tarrant, and our fire inspectors on duty, Inspectors Snow and Griggs. At this time, we'll entertain a motion for adjournment. So moved. Thank you so much, and I'd be remiss before I hit the gavel if I didn't say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers present. Thank you all very much. We are adjourned.